This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
One of these days, the Baltimore Orioles might be able to handle the mighty Colorado Rockies. Unfortunately, Friday night was not that night. Final score from Camden Yards on this wet, slightly stormy Friday evening all across the Mid-Atlantic. The Colorado Rockies 6 and the Baltimore Orioles 5. Sarcasm intended heavily. The O's welcome in a team that is 50 games under 500 and collapse all the same. 4 home runs in the first 2 innings, all solo shots for Baltimore. And they give up 5 unanswered runs to by far the worst, historically, one of the worst teams in baseball history. That is how the cookie crumbles. And that is how baseball has been for the Baltimore Orioles post-All-Star break. This is the Baltimore Orioles Postcast, by the way. We stream live to YouTube immediately after every Baltimore Orioles game. We're available on demand wherever you get podcasts for free. Apple, Amazon, Spotify, you name it. I'm your postgame show host. I'm Luke Slabaugh. Love it out here, except for nights like these. But I love spending time with you. O's are now 13-13 in one-run games. They fall to 13 games under 500 once again. And per FanGraphs, the playoff odds heading into Friday night were 0.6%. It's not happening this year. And while we could talk about Dean Kramer and his lack of a shutdown inning once given a 4-zip lead, we're going to pivot in a different direction tonight because there is a disturbing trend happening with Baltimore's offense. Half a dozen times out of the All-Star break, the O's have stuck it early to a pitcher. They've jumped out to a lead. They've put up a crooked number and have not been able to convert or knock him out of the game. It goes against every fundamental offensive principle that you think of. We're going to dive into this before getting into how this game was lost. But you could argue this game was lost as soon as the third inning.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I'm often shy about, talking about offensive shortcomings or the inability to finish. But let's go through the list post-All-Star break of pitchers the O's have faced, have scored against early, have worked around, but have let stick around for 6+ innings. Zach Littell in Tampa, Ryan Pepio, Cy Young whenever he plays Baltimore, Tanner Bybee in Cleveland, Logan Allen in the finale, a game they won, but narrowly. And now left-hander Kyle Freeland here on this Friday night. It starts auspiciously for the Baltimore Orioles. Jordan Westburg, 1 out in the bottom of the first, a 3-2 fastball in on the hands. He lofts it 45 degrees off the bat. It is a moonshot, per Ben McDonald on the Masson broadcast. Just gets over that left field fence, past the outstretched glove of Jordan Beck, 1-0. And 1 out later, Tyler O'Neill, a cutter that didn't quite cut, was supposed to tail and bust in on his hands. He gets around on it and wraps a frozen rope over the left field fence to make it 2-0. Funny, by the way, something that I have advocated on this show, Tyler O'Neill only had about $116 at-bats, 117 at-bats going into this game. Obviously can't recognize stuff out of the pitcher's hand. He's not comfortable. You got to make this deal work. I have been saying this for weeks now. After he gets off the IL, he's going to be rusty. We saw it with Gunnar Henderson a little bit, coming off his side injury there. Tyler O'Neill goes yard, and a multi-hit game for him as well. He hit a double later in the game. 2-0 after 1. And Ramon Urias that inning as well works a 9-pitch walk to put Kyle Freeland at 32 pitches. 32. Ideally, you get a pitcher to average 20 pitches per inning. He's out by the 5th, or at least through 5. And then you get to work into that bullpen, set him back for the series. You had a well-rested Colorado bullpen going into this series. Man, oh man. And they continue to put the pressure on with 21 more pitches faced in the second. Kobe Mayo finds a fastball up high out of the zone, but lofts it to center field for his second career home run. The four seam fastball is not playing well for Freeland. It's around 90, 92, and the O's, their eyes light up for the likes of Colton Cowser and Jackson Holliday and those who might have a harder time facing off speed pitches. You start to salivate. You're pouncing on that if you're Kobe Mayo. You see stuff like that at Norfolk and AAA. And Alex Jackson also gets a fastball high. 9-hole hitter, 6th-string catcher. Every hit he has had for the O's this year has gone for extra bases. He's now 6 for 22 after tonight with an OPS of 1,000. His second home run in a O's uniform made it 4-0. Jackson Holliday also hits a ground rule double. And at that point, Baltimore has an 89% chance to win this game. And it's gone. Lack of a shutdown inning from Dean Kramer proves to be the difference. 2 quick outs in the top of the third, and Dean had been cruising. Had a little bit of trouble there in the top of the first, but no harm, no foul. 2 straight groundouts to Ramon Urias, and then gets ahead 0-2 on Mickey Moniak, former number 1 overall pick by the Phillies. And it's a fastball located well. It's out of the zone, it's high, but still within the attack reach of Moniak. And he cranks it. Top shelf fastball, 4-1 ball game. In the top of the fourth as well, Ezekiel Tovar walks with 1 out. And then following him immediately in the batting order, second baseman Thairo Estrada. Woof. A low sinker that he hits to left field for a home run, a 4-3 ball game. And all of a sudden, in the span of 2 innings, you go from positive momentum, supercharging, 4 home runs your first trip through the lineup, to tailing off. And as well, the top of the fifth, a 2-out walk to Mickey Moniak proves the difference. Hunter Goodman then doubles into the left field corner on a low cutter to tie the game at 4. Kramer had fallen behind each of the last 5 batters he'd faced with 2 walks, a home run. And then Jordan Beck hits a sinker up the middle. Goodman scores. It's 5-4. But I want to zip back to what I'm talking about when I talk about the O's inability to finish. After getting Kyle Freeland to throw over 50 pitches through 2 innings, which is an insane amount, especially for a left-hander who doesn't have a whole lot of zip on his fastball, he corrects, starts mixing in some more off-speed pitches, that knuckle curve working well for him tonight. And they face just 8 pitches in the bottom of the third. O'Neill flies out on the first pitch, Ramon Urias grounding out quickly, and Cedric Mullins, for the life of him, trying to work an at-bat, but he just can't. About 5 pitches, if memory serves correctly. 8 pitches after seeing more than 50 in the first 2 frames is egregious, and it is bad baseball. Urias also a first pitch out. And you know what it comes down to? We've talked about the lack of composure and all that. This is hero ball at play. The O's assume that they're going to see fastball out of the hand, not slider, nothing off speed, no knuckle curve. And they pound the ball into the dirt, or they hit it weakly or right at someone. This is a very ignorant and short-sighted thing to say. But if you see fewer than 10 pitches in a Major League Baseball inning, you're not playing serious baseball. This is one of the reasons why I jump on Jackson Holliday for swinging at the first pitch out of the gate, why I pounce on Ryan O'Hearn for swinging on a first pitch as a pinch hitter and a new reliever coming in examples prior, games past. It's fundamentally bad baseball. What are they doing? Holliday, for his part, ended up coming through in the clutch. Bottom of the 7th, Jake Bird, the right-hander, in relief for Kyle Freeland, who went 6 innings. 6 innings after a 32-pitch first inning is egregious. Went on to retire 11 of the next 12 batters he faced, actually picking off Jackson Holliday in the middle innings, as it were in the bottom of the 5th. Promptly picked off after singling. We'll carry on. Alex Jackson leads off the inning. 0-2 curveball. Down in the zone, he rips down the left field line. And Holiday as well. An 0-2 curveball. He sits back on single to right field, ties the game at 5. His 10th 3-hit game of the year. And then we leave it to Andrew Kittredge to bring us home.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
How do you feel about that rant, guys? I'm looking at the chat right now. Andrew Kittredge strikes out Jordan Beck on a slider, and then Ezekiel Tovar, not the man you would assume to win this game for Colorado, jumps down, gets an 0-1 two-seam fastball low and in, hits a home run over that left field fence, makes it 6-5. A sinker that just kind of worked itself into the barrel. It was a good piece of hitting against a seasoned reliever. 3 strikeouts for Kittredge in that inning, but that's not enough. And that's basically the crux of this game, 6-5. Final score as the Baltimore Orioles fall to the league's worst team, the Colorado Rockies. We have another block coming up. We're going to talk about the Gregory Soto trade. If you have not heard already today, left-handed reliever is now a New York Met. We'll talk about the prospects that the O's got back in the interest of time. I know Connor will have a little bit more of a deep dive on Monday. And we'll look ahead to tomorrow. There may not be a show tomorrow, but I will give you a preview of who's on the bump for those O's. Stick with us. It's the postcast. Did not expect that rant to go 10 minutes here on this Friday night, but I want to say thank you all for tuning in. Where's that Game Time logo? There it is. Yeah, show's brought to you by Game Time. If you want to go to Camden Yards, maybe they'll kick you out of the lower bowl for no reason. With the money you save on tickets with Game Time, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Game Time is good for last-minute tickets. It's fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming MLB game. For example, the O's are going to visit the Cubs at the start of August. Cubs have the best run differential in the league, maybe not for long. They're getting the daylights beaten out of them by the White Sox right now. But that's a story for another time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. If you tuned in yesterday, as hundreds of you across the globe did, you're familiar with Gameday Hue. It's the cap that I've got on right now, and it's perfect for Orioles fans. Let's bring out all our props. Gameday Hue makes clean, no-logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's about letting the colors speak for you. You blend in seamlessly with Orioles fans with any one of these. This is the classic fit, and this is the modern fit. And I have decided on this show for as long as this season goes. This will be my winning hat, the orange and black, and this will be my generic black and white cap. A lot of good stuff. It's really about letting your colors speak for you. No giant flamboyant logos, no cow print, no nothing of that. And it's not just hats. They also have the split shade gloves made for the golf course, perfect for the fan who has everything. And this, again, a tribute to the Royals. Orange and white works really well next time I'm at Topgolf. It'll rock. Right now, you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's GamedayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now's the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. Let's bring it on home. Gregory Soto, left-handed reliever, did his duty for the Orioles yesterday. Pitched a 1-2-3 ninth inning, earned his first save of the year, and packed his bags. Soto was traded to the New York Mets. The Orioles announced today for right-hander Wellington Aracena and right-hander Cameron Foster. Aracena is the get in this trade. He's 20 years old. He is now Baltimore's number 19 prospect per MLB pipeline, and he's got some incredible stuff and a great 5-pitch mix. In the Florida State League, single A, Port St. Lucie, he has a 2.38 ERA in 17 games, 8 of which are starts. He's doing a fantastic job. Fastball sits upper 90s, and it was a notable signing in the Mets 2022 international class under Steve Cohen and that regime in New York. They've really taken the international market and prospect development seriously. So this guy's good. And in 64 and a third innings this year, he is not allowed a home run yet. Averages 11 and a half strikeouts per 9 and just a tick under 5 walks per 9. So he's rough around the edges, but he is the get in this trade. Cameron Foster is not a prospect. He's 26 years old, and this year between AA Binghamton and AAA Syracuse, he's got a 2.97 ERA. However, that number is inflated by a spot start he had in Syracuse that went south in a hurry, 7 earned runs. So that's a little bit inflated by just one bad outing. Unlikely that he would see the major league level this year for Baltimore. However, we've seen Murphy's Law in effect and what injury bug can do to people. So that's the trade. Soto for 2 minor leaguers. Wellington Aracena is the prospect. Cameron Foster is good depth in the upper minor leagues and could play the role that Corbin Martin is doing or Grant Wolfram did tonight. That's that. The O's carry on. Tomorrow night, we may or may not have a show. If something incredible happens, if Trevor Rogers throws another gem, it might be a little bit of a later show. If not, I'm going to be in Baltimore taking care of some personal business, and I don't know where the night will take me. Left-hander Trevor Rogers is 3-1 with a 1.74 ERA this season, and his counterpart is right-hander Antonio Senzatella, who is 4-13 with a 6.41 ERA, 7.05 first pitch on Masson. Jack Crick on YouTube comments live. He says that he is going to miss Gregory Soto. And for a short time here, he fit the bill. Kind of got off to a bad start post-trade deadline last year, but turned it around real quickly. And yeah. Ugh. John M. bemoans that Dean Kramer was dealing with long balls tonight. I had to double take that avatar. I think that's a Labrador on a couch. My eyes do deceive me. I can't really see what everyone's avatar is, so I apologize. Jack Crick also giving me a shout out. I love being here with you guys. I do. I think you guys are great. Guys and gals all across the DMV. Rob Long on the broadcast tonight, who I love, by the way, said that he does not consider Baltimore part of the DMV. And I disagree. I think that if you are in the state of Maryland and you are within the region of DC and all that, you're on the Beltway. Yeah, you're in the DMV. Sorry. Let's take a look. Jack Crick, probably the MVP commenter tonight. Milo got the first comment tonight, and he says that this is embarrassing. Okay. I think that'll wrap it for tonight. Nehemiah Lockett giving me props as well on YouTube. I appreciate you all here. Final score tonight on this Orioles postcast. Colorado Rockies 6 and the Baltimore Orioles 5. Good night. Stay safe. And I will see you all for the end of this series.